Good afternoon. Today is the 18th of January, and it's time to talk about something that I've been asked about for a very, very long time, and that's what has happened to SsangYong, and are they going to survive? Let's find out. So, SsangYong have been owned by Mahindra and Mahindra, an Indian firm who many of you will have heard of, since about 2010. And in December 2020, they entered court receivership in South Korea. Now, some people have called back Chapter 11 bankruptcy. That's not strictly true. It's a little bit different from that. It would take too long to explain exactly what it is, but let's just say it's court receivership in Korea, and their debts were very, very, very big. Mahindra and Mahindra have been trying to sell their stake in SsangYong since June 2020, and they cancelled all investment in the firm in April 2020. So it's been quite a long process. But a Korean electric startup called Edison Motors has led a consortium to buy SsangYong, I think a 95% stake in it, for £187 million, or round about that. I've read different figures elsewhere. That's now been approved by the Korean bankruptcy court, and yeah, there's an awful lot of debt hanging around, much more than that figure I've just given you. So this is kind of provisional. I think it probably has gone through. SsangYong UK haven't actually reported on this yet, so take it with a pinch of salt. I didn't talk about this when it was sort of rumoured in the press in October 2021 because it wasn't really confirmed. But as far as I understand it, I've checked Reuters, I've checked other sites. As a Korean one I checked, this looks like it's going through. So that's really good for them. Basildon Automotive, who are the company who imports SsangYongs into this country, their sales have been completely unaffected by what's been going on. That company's totally solvent. They've brought lots of new dealers to the country, particularly dealers that used to sell Mitsubishis and now selling SsangYongs, because things like the Rexton, similar to the old Shogun and Shogun Sport, and the Musso is similar to the old L200. They're similar in that particular way. And, things like the Corando is similar to... I think most similar would be something like the old Outlander, although it's not a plug-in hybrid, of course. And the Tivoli is similar to the ASX. They're all kind of similar vehicles in some way, and it's got a nice 7-year warranty with SsangYong. As I know myself, being a current SsangYong owner, we've had a Tivoli now for over 18 months. I've been very pleased with it, actually. So Edison is quite a new company. They haven't been going very long at all. In fact, they actually started only in 2015, and they are a Korean firm, like SsangYong is. They're not a Chinese firm, but they only make trucks and buses. They don't make cars at the moment. So, yeah, it's very positive news. But when SsangYong entered court receivership in December 2020, well, that's the official date they went in, I think. It was rumoured before that, but I think they owed £194 million to their creditors, and they were ordered to restructure, and it's taken an awfully long time for this to get sorted out. In terms of the new plans that Edison allegedly have for SsangYong, it's all just rumoured at the moment. They are going to make an announcement in March, apparently, about their plans for the firm. They, as an electric vehicle company, obviously are very keen on electric cars, and they want to only sell electric cars by 2030. They want to get rid of all the combustion engine SsangYongs by then. They actually have been helped in this by the fact that the SsangYong Corando Emotion has just gone on sale in this country. Now, they're not in dealers yet so much. I have seen a review online of the car, one that belonged to SsangYong UK. James Batchelor, who used to be on Car Buy, he's got his own channel now. But in terms of me actually getting my hands on one of those, I'm not sure that's going to happen particularly soon. It might be a little bit tricky because they don't tend to have too many press demonstrators at SsangYong, and my channel's not very big. So before you ask me, are you going to review it? Yes, I very much would like to. It just depends on how on earth I'm going to get hold of the Corando Emotion. So there should be also another, a larger SUV coming, which will serve as a rival sort of like the Dacia Bigster. That's also supposed to be electric, but you know, who knows? The CEO of Edison Motors has told the Korea Herald that if this all goes through, which I think it will, to be honest, the company will be investing up to 1 trillion won in SsangYong's rival. That's a lot of money. It's an awful lot of money. I can't really sort of comprehend that. I think it's around £600 million. That's the sort of figure that I understand. I could be wrong about that. And he has ambitions to turning SsangYong into a viable rival to General Motors, Tesla and Volkswagen in terms of electric motors. Well, it's ambitious plans in that point of view. SsangYong are only Korea's 4th largest car maker. A lot of people who own SsangYongs, and this includes us, they really, really like them. They're very loyal. They have this very, very much different image from most of the other brands because they're an off-road specialist. They're not really sort of like Land Rover. They don't have quite as much heritage of it, but until the Tivoli came along, they were almost sort of off-road only. Even the things like the old Rodius, which had challenging looks, that was available with a full 4x4 version, a proper 4x4 version, despite being based on a very, very old Mercedes platform. And that model continued as the Turismo, which was a completely rebodied version of the Rodius and sold in other countries under other names. But that car only went off sale in this country, I think, in early 2020. I could be wrong. So some of the SsangYong models, like the Corando Emotion, bang up to date. Some of the stuff is a little bit old-fashioned, but they'll sort that out. I mean, I will be making the video today in our own SsangYong. However, my lady wife is taking it to work, and also it's quite dark in there. This old Rover's got a nice sunroof for making videos in it, so I won't tend to use this one. Anyway, I think that's it for now, talking about this, takeover of SsangYong and getting them out of court receivership and all this sort of stuff. Thank you ever so much indeed for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below. As usual, sort of silly negative comments about SsangYong were unjustified will be removed because we don't need any of that. I've tried to make this information as accurate as possible. I may have made mistakes. But yes, I hope that this is helpful for you, and I look forward to having more positive news about the brand again very soon.